कॉपर का जो बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक, कॉपर आप मार्केट से जाके लेके आओगे. इफ यू go to a market and bring a plate of copper and plan to divide it, हाफ किया और हाफ किया और हाफ किया और हाफ किया और कम किया, keep on dividing and keep on dividing and keep on dividing it. The smaller fragments you divide further, you divide smaller fragments further, keep on dividing it, you will reach a level, the smallest fragment of the copper, to which you can say is copper, will be an atom. उसको डिवाइड किया तो फिर वो कॉपर नहीं रह जाएगा, right? But the smallest fragment of the bulk of copper plate, which you can say is copper, will be an atom of copper. वो एटम पहुंचने के बाद अगर आपने फर्दर डिवाइड, आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट कैन नॉट बी डिवाइडेड, आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट इज इंडिविजिबल, इट कैन बी डिवाइडेड, बट इसको डिवाइड कर दिया, इसमें से कुछ निकाल दिया, so it will not be copper, वो फिर कुछ और हो जाएगा. अगर कुछ दिमाग लगा के आपने इसके सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, प्रोटॉन्स, न्यूट्रॉन्स तोड़ दिए, निकाल दिए, तो इट विल नॉट बी अ कॉपर, वो कुछ और बन जाएगा, राइट?
यस सर.
सो एटम जैसी कोई चीज है जो एग्जिस्ट करती है, वी कैन नॉट डिनाई है. दो there were a lot of drawbacks in Dalton's atomic theory, which was the first person to propose the existence of atom as a building block of matter, but ऐसी कोई चीज एग्जिस्ट करती है, right? Now let's explore the atom further then. So atom exist करते हैं, ठीक है. Now copper plate, तो आपको जो स्मॉलेस्ट पार्टिकल मिलेगा दैट वुड बी एन एटम ऑफ कॉपर, ठीक है. तो क्वेश्चन इज हाउ स्मॉल वुड बी एन एटम, हाउ स्मॉल वुड बी एन एटम. So how big atoms are, or size of the atom, size of the atom. So what is size of the atom? So the smallest measurement which you have ever felt or seen is what? Say
a nanometer.
You have seen? I don't believe. You have seen in your life the smallest measurement. You have the smallest measurement which you have made in your life. Never. In terms of length? No.
Millimeters I've seen.
In terms of length? Millimeter. The smallest division on your scale, smallest division on your ruler, that is a scale which you use, is 1 millimeter. Have you ever seen this? This is 2.5 centimeter. 1 centimeter is nearly this, and 10th part of it is 1 millimeter. Maybe if I draw a line, then thickness of this line is, now that it is thick, so it is more than 1 millimeter. But if you have scale around, you can see the smallest division on centimeter side is 1 millimeter. Right? If you divide into 10 equal parts, that is 0.1 millimeter, and then again divide into 10 equal parts, that is 0.01 millimeter. That is thickness of the pages of your notebook, right? If you divide this 1 millimeter into 100 equal parts, then that is the thickness of some of the pages of your notebook, right? We call it 100 microns or 10 microns, something like this. Leave it. Now divide this. If you see the piece of paper, This is a paper I have in my hand. This is the thickness of it. This thickness has around 10,000 to 1 lakh layer of atoms. See, 1 millimeter, if you divide into around 100 equal parts, that would give you thickness of one of the pages of your notebook. I'm not saying you have to divide into 100 parts. Like depends on varies from paper to paper. 10 microns, 1 micron, 100 microns. Pages are also thick and thin, right? So I'm saying, let us assume that 1 millimeter is divided into 100 equal parts. That will give you the thickness of the sheet of paper in your notebook, and that has 1 lakh layer of atoms. If you place 1 lakh atoms one over the other, then the thickness would be the thickness of the paper. It's just to give you a feel how small an atom is. This is for the first time you're like studying this word atom, so you must get a feel of how thin, how small an atom is. So an atom is of the order 10 raised to minus 9 meter, nanometer. In fact, there is a separate unit for measuring the size of the atom. We call it angstrom. There's a word angstrom. And 1 angstrom is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. 1 angstrom is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. If I talk of the smallest atom is of hydrogen. Smallest atom is hydrogen, right? Hydrogen atom has radius equals to 0.53 angstrom. So nearly 10 raised to minus 10 meter. So in a thickness of a paper of a notebook, there are around 1 lakh atoms. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So they are very small. Can we see it?
No, sir.
So when I was a student, books said we cannot see it, or at least till now we have not seen it. But now your books will say we have seen it. So answer is yes. There is a scanning tunneling microscope. Now, like not by naked eyes or by a normal microscope and all, we cannot see it, right? But yes, they have obtained the pictures of some of atoms of some of the elements, right? They have not separated it. They could not separate it yet, but yes, they have got the image or picture of how they are placed in a crystal or in a bulk. I'm sure in your textbook also there might be one or two of the pictures taken by scanning tunneling microscope, right? Which gives us an idea of or images of how atoms are placed in a crystal of any substance. Copper का एक bulk लेके आओगे, अब छोटा सा पीस ही देगा चल. You bring a wafer of silicon or say copper. उसके अंदर जो atoms हैं बहुत सारे, how they are placed, you might see a picture in your book or you can find it in a on Google. You can Google it. Image of an atom. Just search it, you'll get it. So now we can see it through STM. Right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we have an idea of the atoms are size of the atoms. They are very small. The smallest atom, if I say is of hydrogen, then radius of hydrogen atom is spherical in shape, and radius of hydrogen atom is approximately 0.53 angstrom, right? And 1 angstrom is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Okay. Now, so we know what are atoms, what are their size, right? Now, as you said, as a theory says, atoms of different elements are different, right? Atoms of different elements are different, right?
Yes, sir.
हाँ. So question is, how will you represent? मुझे दिखाना है कॉपर का एटम है, एक आयरन का एटम है, एक गोल्ड का एटम है, there's an atom of hydrogen or calcium. How will I show it? Right. So the method to represent the atoms of various elements. So we use symbols. We use symbols to represent the atoms of various elements. Right? कैसे represent करेंगे? क्या symbols? So old days में there were symbols for many of the elements, but those were pictures actually. For example, gold, a sphere was there with some color filled in it. Obviously, golden color was filled in it, right? Then we had copper, mercury. Even they had symbols for compounds also. For example, common salt. For common salt, they had this. So this represented the atom along with the quantity of that substance. ऐसा भी कुछ तो उसमें था. But anyways, that is history, past. Now we don't need and no, we don't have to remember all this. Now we have a method to write the symbols of different elements. So obviously first we have to name the elements, right? For example, if I name the elements like hydrogen is there, then we have helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen. There are a lot of elements. There are 100 elements in your table now. So these are various elements. The name of the elements we know. So how the symbols were chosen? Hello.
Yes, sir.
How the symbols were chosen? The first alphabet in their name, in capital, was the symbol of the element. For example, hydrogen. Hydrogen, the symbol for atom of hydrogen is capital H, right? For boron, I'll write capital B. Getting it? For carbon, we have capital C. For nitrogen, we have capital N. For oxygen, we have capital O. So there are different symbols for different elements. Now, the problem was, what if there are two elements with same initials, hydrogen and helium? Both of them start with H. Yeah, beryllium and boron, both of them start with B. There are 26 alphabet and 108 elements are there. So we need extra symbols. So we need extra symbols, right? So what they said, use the first alphabet, and choose one of the alphabets in their complete name. For example, for helium, you can choose He. You can use the second one. For lithium, you can use Li. For beryllium, you can use Be. The first one should be written capital and the second one should be written in small alphabets, right? For example, aluminium. If you want to write for aluminium, so capital A and then small l, right? And it's not necessary the second one. For example, magnesium. For magnesium, symbol is Mg. So second alphabet was A, but they have chosen the third alphabet, Mg. Great. Hello.
So,
Yes, sir.
aluminium, there is not E alphabet. Why they have chosen?
Sorry,
Sir, aluminium, there is not
I
E.
did not get you.
Then why they have chosen
This is the half of things I could hear, half I cannot. Aluminium, what is it? A is there and L.
E? Sir, they have,
Symbol is A and
sir, in aluminium, E is not there. Then why it is like AE?
not E. L. Small L. Small L.
Okay.
It's not E. It's L. Right? Chlorine. If you take chlorine, capital C and then L. H is not taken. Right? This is taken. So Cl. Right? Right? Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
Yes, sir.
still there is a confusion. Some of the, like sodium. Sodium, what should be the symbol of it? S is for sulfur, right? So instead of using these alphabets, they have named it as Na. Now, what is Na? So this word, this symbol is derived from their Latin name. They have Latin name also. Some of the elements have their Latin name. For example, sodium. Latin name for sodium is natrium. Right. So that word, the symbol Na, is derived from there. Gold ka Latin name is aurum. So symbol is derived from there. Au. Silver ka it is argentum. So Ag. So anyways, you don't have to know the history at all, but you are supposed to remember the symbol of most of them. Right? There are 108. You're not supposed to remember all, but by the time you reach in 12th, you have to remember at least more than at least around 40-50. Right? Around 40-50 you have to remember. The one which
Yes.
are frequently used in your syllabus, those you have to remember. Right? Okay, na?
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, I had a doubt. What
Say.
about the isotopes?
Say.
Sir, how are isotopes named?
Hmm. That I'll come in, that you have in next chapter, but still if you want, I'll explain. See, atom, this is just a symbol. This is not the complete description. You have something written here, you have something written here, you have something written here, you have something written here. 2 subscripts and 2 superscripts are used. Right? This tells us about number of proton and number of electron. This tells us about the total number of protons and neutrons. So they differ here. The symbols will be different. So same atom. For example, if I have to describe carbon 12 and carbon 14 atom, so I'll describe like a 6C12, 6C14. Right?
Yes.
Here we write atomicity. Here we write formal charge. So there are 2 subscripts and 2 superscripts. All of them have some significance that we'll discuss in next chapter. Right? Isotopes,
Okay, sir.
isobars and all. So some numbers are written there. Some numbers are written there. Those numbers will make us understand whether they are isotopes or isobars. So here we are just reading symbols. So you have to remember the symbols of most of the elements: hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. Then there are many other gallium series and a lot of other, many other 108. So you have to remember most of them. Well, 40-50 around you have to by heart. right? Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, next is, let's try to understand mass of the atom. Huh? So now we know how to represent an atom, not complete atom, but at least the symbol of it. Huh? So if I have to refer sodium atom, I'll say Na atom. Huh? So now I know how to refer an atom, right? Oh, I'll continue in next class, which is tomorrow. I have some work. Huh? I'll stop today.